No, I'm just kidding. Hi, everyone. Okay, I am Kim Evans. I am a realtor. I am born and raised on the island of Kauai. Maybe I should start. I'm grateful to be here. It's kind of funny that I'm up here. Okay, so my whole thing is called Transaction to Testimonies. And a little bit about me, I am 21, soon to be 34. And I have a daughter. I am in my, you guys knew this was gonna happen. Oh shit, sorry. I am in my single mom era. Go back. No, there we go, that's my kid. Her name is Kavena. She's 4. She is sweet and kind and funny and overstimulating. And she's my wild child, and I'm so blessed to be her mom. She talks a lot, and she's got the biggest heart. So she's pretty much like a replica of me, really. But yeah, again, grateful to be here. Okay, how it started. Whenever Dylan comes or asks us, when did we start with real estate? I don't start with when I got licensed. I start with when I bought my first house. How many of you here bought a home or a piece of property before you actually became a realtor? Yeah, so that's my start of my journey. Thanks to the help of my mom, my auntie, the co-signing, the gifting, all the fun things. And with Kavena's dad, Eli, we bought our first house. And then after a year of owning it, I could not afford my half of the mortgage. And I was like, oh shit, like now what, And thanks to a really good friend of mine, I was introduced to 101 Financial. And and I kid you not, like the second I joined, I've never lived paycheck to paycheck ever since. And I'm so grateful for the system because it has done wonders for me, wonders for my family. It has changed my life. And through 101, like it's easy to talk about. It's easy to preach when you believe in it, right? So I just started like shooting the shit and like telling everybody about it. I was like, you need to sign up, you need to do this. It doesn't have to be with me. And that's what brought me to becoming an instructor. It was just easy. I wanted to help families and I loved it. And I became pretty damn good at it. And so I've been an instructor since 2020, and I've had the privilege to help dozens of families purchase property throughout the state of Hawaii and in the mainland just by helping them with their finances. And then one day I called Tara, and I was like, hey girl, like I need help. My student, she has these questions. So she helped me out, and then she's like, sis, why don't you like get your real estate license? And I was like, no, that shit's hard. And she's like, yeah, but like you're already doing it, like you're helping these families, like you've already built this trust with them, you've already helped them, and they trust you and they love you, and like why not 10x your income? Why not be the full circle? And like Tara, you cannot sit at her table with like small energy or small goals. You have to come in with like big back energy, or she's like, no, you can't sit with us. So that's just how she is. So before we even got off the phone, I was like, putting in my credit card information for the Maui real estate courses, which by the way, I didn't get no damn discount. Okay, mine cost $800. And she was like, okay, do this, do that, get your license, come to a Wednesday call and join my team. She's like, or you can shop around. I was like, shop around? What does that even mean? And after 3 attempts, got my license and jumped on a Wednesday call. And honestly, like right now, I probably still don't really understand how the whole compensation part works. Like, I don't know, you can tell me 70-30 and I've been like, sign me up at gratitude for the Wednesday team call. Like, I don't need to know anything else. And that was it for me. Like the abundance, the team, the mindset, all the things, like I loved it. And that's how I became part of the amazing agency team. Okay, so October 2023, got my license. December 2023, went to Level Up. There's Tara. In there, I wrote, I gotta look this way, my goals for 2024. I was like, okay, it's gonna be my first full year 1.5. Like, I'm gonna keep it realistic. And I sat next to Tara, which was part of the problem. And she was like, too small. I was like, excuse me, ma'am, this is my goal. You mind your business over there. And she said, no, girl, that's like 2 houses on Kauai. I was like, okay, fine. So stretch me thin, first right out the gates, 3 million was my goal for 2024. And then I wrote, I will be on the Rising Star panel. And I held myself accountable here, telling Dylan and Monica as I thanked them that I would be on the panel for 2024. November of 2024 came, and long story short, I did not anticipate bringing my sweet and sassy daughter with me to the level of the event. Shit hit the fan at about 5 o'clock that morning, and it was either stay home because I needed to be there with her, or it was bring her. And I did, and she had a blast. She had so much fun. I had a little bit of a hard time just paying attention because, like I said, a lot of things happened just that morning. And it's probably a really good thing and a blessing in disguise that I did not talk that day because I was not having a good day. But I made it, I showed up, I'm grateful I did. And like Dylan has mentioned, one of the best things you can do for yourself, for your career, is just be here in this room. So, I commend all of us that have shown up today. Because we could be anywhere else, but we are here. And at this time, I think I may have hit, this was November, I had a couple transactions in the pipeline, I think I hit maybe 2 million. So I definitely passed 1.5, but I did not hit 3 yet. So I wasn't invited to sit at the panel. It's fine, I forgive you. My goal, 3 million for 2024. What I ended up with was 3.405 from August to December. I'm not a numbers person. You'd think that I would be, being that I come from the financial 101 side, but I'm not a stats kind of girl. I'm an all feels, if you can't tell by now. How I remember these, what I remember about my transactions is when they called me, what they said when they called me, how the transaction, the whole thing went down, right? How we got to celebrate the day of closing. Those are the things that I remember that resonates with me. So that first one on the far left, Torin and Takara, his mom is actually his realtor, but she was on Oahu, she didn't have her computer, they wanted to put in an offer on a piece of land. My name somehow got planted, and he called me, he's like, Kim, I'm looking for somebody who's hungry because I need to have this piece of land. I said, Torin, brother, I never eat breakfast yet. I am starving, let's go. So he's like, okay, let's do it. It took me 7 fucking hours to write my first purchase contract. Thank you, Dylan, thank you, Andrew, and thank you, Tara, and every other person that has helped me through that. Because I was like, why did I even do this? What was the point? 7 hours? The lot's probably sold already. But we got it, it was great. I remember Dylan and Kristen and Demby. I remember the people. Where's my tissue? Okay. 2024. Sorry. Being a mom and a spouse at the time, and learning how to do real estate. I was building a house. How many of you guys have built a house, whether it was your dream house or an investment property? Yeah. How many of you would say 10 out of 10, don't recommend? Yeah, you're like, no, fuck that. I can say it now, it's kind of funny. Who heard the terms, build a house, lose your spouse? Yeah, did that. But we are great friends, so that's why I can laugh about it now. But 2024, built our dream home, 3 acres in Wailua Homesteads. You know Kauai and you know Wailua, it's magical. It is not $80,000 for 3 acres, it was 800. And I wore the hat of the GC, also do not recommend. But at the beginning of January of 2025, we finished. We got our certificate of completion and occupancy and final major milestone. We moved into our dream house, and It was great. And then we said we would never do it again, and then in March, we bought land so we could do it again. Like, something was clearly not right here. But we did it. Okay, so July 15, I took that picture on the far left. And my goal for 2025 was, I hit 3, so I was like, I can go a little bit higher. 4.5 million or help 8 families. One or the other, I was gonna win. By July 15th, I think that's 7. I don't know. And one of those numbers is ours, our personal transaction. But that was by July 15th. That picture in the middle was also taken on July 15th. And that was Kavena and my first night in our apartment. We went through separation and mediation, and I went from owning 3 properties to then having to rent. I went from a 4-bedroom house to a 1-bedroom apartment. I went from a beautiful walk-in closet to a roll-away Walmart rack. Because I have a problem with shopping and clothes, and I needed it. I lived in my dream home for 6 months, and then I moved out. And I think in July, I hit some milestone. I was recognized for either top volume or top something, and I didn't know it. I was going through a lot in July. It was my second move that year. It was wild. That third photo on the right is the same board, but a little erased, because I'm renting and I'm under the umbrella of a landlord, I could not hang things on the wall. So I was like, well, I don't know what to do with this. I'm just gonna leave it in the corner, and that's what happened. And then life was lifing, I got busy, and I just didn't go and update it. Hardest year of my life. And by the grace of God, while my goal is 4.5 million or to help 8 families, I helped 25. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so grateful. There's no way that I would have been able to do it, obviously, without the hand of God over my life, my family's life, and not just me and my daughter, but my ex as well. I call him to come do my jobs. I'm like, dude, I'm your baby mama. You gotta come help me. I don't know shit. He does. And we have a great friendship now. And I'm, again, God brought us to a place where we could have healing and forgiveness. But these are the friends and the families that I've helped. And I'm so lucky. And I couldn't have done it without being a part of this team. I could not have done it without Kyla and her TC team and Maria. Mind you, they was like, get a TC after 3 deals. I waited till my 20th to get one. And I was like, what was I thinking? That was crazy. I could finish my taxes. Anyways. One of the best things that I've done, and I got this from the Big Island crew, from Tara, them, they do their workshops. I met with one of my friends, Sky, who we know each other through 101, and we sat down and we had a few drinks, and I was like, hey, what do you think about doing these workshops? They're doing them on the Big Island. We don't have them here. And on Kauai, really the only thing you have as far as a workshop is what is required for affordable housing. You get walk away with a certificate. At our workshops, the most you walk away with is pizza and a Post-it. And the Post-it's gonna ask be about what's your why? Why are you here? Why is it that you want to be a homeowner? We've had 21 workshops since February of 2024. We've helped, from what I know, 12 families, I believe, close escrow. One currently in escrow, projected to close next month, or this month actually. We're in December, in case anybody needed to know that. We've had over 250 people attend, and we've had over a dozen return and come more than once. And these are paid workshops. None of us make money off of it. It helps to pay for the venue, pay for the food and stuff like that. And we do giveaways and whatnot, but they come more than once because there's always more to learn. And we just spit fire and knowledge, and motivation and inspire, because people don't believe that it's possible, yeah? What we do is a really big deal, even though it may not seem like it. And even if it's the second house, the third house, the fourth house, every property is different. And we have to remember that the journey is different for everyone. And it's important regardless. Anyways, because I was able to pour into the cups of others in a year where I could have said, no, I'm not doing this, I can't do it. I gotta take a break, I gotta take a step back. I had to lean into the hard things. I chose to, I prayed a lot, standing and on my knees, and because I helped families. My daughter and I bought a house last week. And it's right across where I'm renting. And it was a multiple offer situation. Pretty much every dollar I made this year is gone. And I could just pretty much set all my friends up on like a line from my apartment across the street to the house and just be like, pass it down. That's like how close it was. And Kavana doesn't really understand it yet, but like, she's got 4 properties. She's got one for each year. She's 4. And she's still asking me what I'm gonna get her for Christmas. I'm like, girl, I got you a house. I truly believe God put me in rooms to help others, because they helped me. What's so crazy is this whole slide deck was done last week, Friday. And before our whole event started today, I went outside, I did my devotions. And this was the verse of the day. And everything that like each speaker came up here to say, like each person had a nugget that was relatable or like meshed with what I feel I shared. And I thought that that meant something. Proverbs 11:25. Give freely and you will profit. Help others and you will gain more for yourself. One of my transactions, I was on the buyer's side, and I didn't know that years ago their family lost their home. And they were homeless for some time. I didn't know, I didn't ask questions. I found out through like a third party. When we closed on her daughter and her son-in-law's house, we had we celebrate, it's a big deal, we celebrate the wins. And she pulled me aside into one of the bedrooms before I left. And she gave me a hug, and she's like, thank you so much. And I'm like, yeah, automatic, of course. And she cried to me, she's like, no, thank you. Because of you, my kids, my grandkids, they will never be homeless. And like everybody here who rose your hand, you know that feeling of the stress and how overwhelming and exciting and amazing it is to go and buy your first property, right? So we cannot be taking it lightly, what we do and the role that we play in every single client's journey is so important. And we are special, you know, and we're all good at what we do, and we're all here to help. I am going to end with this. I believe that when you chase a dollar, yes, you'll get far. I do believe that. By the way, I said this. This is me, copyright. And I think if you're in this business or in this industry for the dollar, that's fine. Like, that's not wrong. But I do believe that when you help families chase their dreams, you will get a hell of a lot farther. Thank you.